Alright guys, so today we're doing hidden features on the Mercedes. Today our test subject is a 2014 Mercedes G63, aka the G-Wagon. So if you have similar interior, similar tech as this car, even if you don't, some of these tips and tricks will definitely benefit you, so stay tuned. So the very first and most important thing, probably the most annoying thing on any car is, I'll give you a demonstration here. You want to unlock all the doors. You got to push the button. You push the unlock button once, it only unlocks the driver door. You push it twice, it unlocks all the doors. Well, maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want to be able to push the button unlock once, it unlocks all the doors, right? So let's go ahead and do this. Also, this will turn off the feature of auto lock. So whenever you get inside, you start taking off and all the doors lock. We don't want that either. So we're going to do, if you have a key looks like this, we're going to hold the lock and unlock button. And same time, might have to lock that first actually. You see the mirrors and stuff are flashing. So let's see, we let go and everything unlocks. So let's lock it. Everything's locked. Hit the unlock one time. And now everything unlocked the first go. So we held it, I think it's anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds. Held it a few more just to make sure. That's how you program the locks on this. That is actually a pretty big thing. That's definitely annoying, especially if you have a more than a 2-door car as this. And it saves you a lot of hassle. So next up, let's go inside. Let's show you all of the menus of this thing so you know how to operate it. We actually have all the buttons right here. So we have an OK, we have your back button, your left, right, up, and down. So we're going to be using those at the very minute. And then let's put you up here. Let's go and start off with hitting the left and right button. Let's take your key from ignition because we don't have it at the second position. And we start off with your mileage. And then we have eco mode on. We'll show you about that here in a second. We're going to go ahead and flip this over. And we're hitting the right arrow. It goes to trip. And that's all your trip settings. The next one is navigation settings. And that's all your nav stuff. That shows your direction, your audio. This is for CD changer, things like that. All your telephone, your Bluetooth connectivity. You can function all that in here as well as the main screen. Your drive assistant. This is blind spot assist, which we have on. That's the triangles on your mirrors. And on the top, that keeps you from basically running to the side of a car when you're merging. Here we have one we use all the time. We have tire pressure. Once you start driving, it'll show a picture of the vehicle, a tire pressure. Obviously, it's not going to do that at the very minute because we're not driving. And then we're going to go to Assistant Plus. This is all your service settings. Shows when your next service is. It'll have a letter and number by the service. It tells you, you can look up to see what it's due for at that mileage. We know we're due for spark plugs. I actually bought them. We haven't done it yet. I think the brakes is the next one, but somebody's already beat us to it and already done it. I'm going to go over here next to the service. And let me flip this up just a hair. The gimbal's weird. This is all our instrument cluster lights. And all that stuff. This is daytime running lights. You can set the settings for those, turn off or on. On this one, we have surround lighting. This is the lights under the mirrors that shine down for entry. We have interior lighting delays. You can set up delays on those. And you can see it has a little picture of the car. It's pretty cool. It tells you all what to do. And then here is we're AMG. So this is our AMG menu. This is where you turn off and on the start stop. This is where it shows you the oil temp, the coolant temp, what gear you're in, which is kind of weird. It shows you what gear you're in because it shows you right, an inch above it. It shows your miles per hour. It shows all that stuff. And of course, the main menu down here shows your time and your outside temperature. The next one is your wipers. So it has 4 different settings here. That's the off. That's auto. You keep going down, that's that's low and high and all that stuff. There's your rear, where was it? The rear wiper, and obviously this is the blinker. A lot of times you could do, it has a little metal button here on the end. If you just want to click them, you just click it once and they'll function once. One thing we did notice though, and that's if you have the hood up and the key on, up here in the cowling on top, you can see a little bit of it. The sensor is in there. And a few times we hopped in here where the hood was up, I went to move it around the shop, and the wipers are going off. Well, since the sensor's on the hood and it's folded up, it's seeing the windshield, it's making the wipers go off and on. It took me a little while to figure that out, but we did lock it down. And G-Wagon has a little bit different interior here, but here we are. And how this all functions, here we have your front diff, middle diff, and rear diff lock. Most of your stuff's not going to have that. All your phone settings are over here. And then here we have the eco button. So you can turn the eco button off. We can start fuel mileage. And this car has the heated, cooled seats and the heated seats, you can see there. At that point in time, we have our traction control, which is right here. And the heated and cooled seats for the other side. We also have the hazard lights, and then our parking sensor. This has a parking sensor in the front, so you start getting close to something, or the rear, and it'll start peeping at you. And down below we have all the heat and AC settings. Okay, down here we have the heater controls. Most of the cars, most Mercedes this year will have this type of control. So we have our max defrost, our max AC, max cool AC button. And drive along down the road. You don't want to drive with the AC compressor on, but you want to have the climate control set where you want, and it's not working out. You can actually turn the AC compressor off or on like so. Turn it back off for video purposes. We have the rear defroster. We have our fan down and up. Then we have our mode, which controls where it blows out at. Very easy, very simple. We have auto mode, and these dials, we have driver and passenger dual zone climate control, and then a recirculate button. And then if you have this type of shifter, the G-Wagon is a little different. We have a few things up here we'll get filled to get the shot if you can see it. So right here, the gear selection, a lot of people don't know this. The gear selection here has a C, an S, and an M. And whenever you push that, it's comfort, sport, and manual. And as soon as you push that, so up here, you can see it has a C. We'll get Phil to push that. Put it in sport mode there. Turns to S, push it again, it'll turn to manual. M. So essentially what it does, and then you have sport manual. It's not running, but in sport or comfort, you can have comfort manual, sport manual, or just straight manual. So you can use the paddle shifters in any of these, and it'll downshift however you want, but then it'll also automatically shift out at higher RPM. So it's kind of interesting. And so the gas tank symbol is right here. If you notice, there's a little arrow next to it. This arrow points to the right, to the passenger side. That tells you what side your fuel tank is on. So when you go to gas up, you can look down and see. Every Mercedes has that. Every car in America has that. This is the nav system. This is kind of the center hub, and this intermixes with the instrument cluster. So start off, we have navigation. We're using the center dial, and then you can control your navigation stuff there. Then the next one you go into is audio. This has all your stereo stuff. You go in here, you can turn like old rotary dial, all the audio things. We're going to go up in here. When you're in audio, go down the bottom. You have radio, all your presets, your info, FM, all your sound settings. So all your bass, treble, your Logic 7 system, you can turn that off and on. The next one's your phone. I actually did not connect my phone to this. We had so many different cars here, I don't connect it to all of them. This thing is nice to hear the sound of the exhaust, so we haven't done any of that yet. And then you can put all your contacts in here. You can do all that stuff. The next one is for video. This is your media system. So your DVD stuff, all that. And you go in here to system, and that's your time display off, all your settings stuff. This is your radar speed, voice control, rear camera, language, assign a favorite, active Bluetooth settings, and then your reset. We'll back out of that. We're going to go up into the internet little deal here. So I have internet radio. We have the Sirius weather. This actually has a Sirius system package on it. Mercedes mobile website, operator's manual, all that's in here also. And you go in here and search websites. We have internet favorites, and this is for cars that have onboard internet. Also, if you're close to Wi-Fi, you get Wi-Fi. There's so many different things in here that you could actually go to and use, and not to mention all your service stuff. There's just tons and tons and tons of things. Okay, so one more key tip, and we're going to leave you guys here. It has a function like most cars do. You can roll all the windows down with the key. You just hit the unlock and hold it. It's a little bit finicky. It really is. And then I'll roll everything down. Then I'll do the sunroof, I'll do all the windows all in one go. We did them all. When you do it, it only goes like halfway down. It doesn't go all the way down. This is a good feature if the car is really hot on the inside. And before you get in, you can peek out your window. You can hold the unlock button. Then also by holding the lock button, it rolls everything back up. It's a little finicky though, and you might have to hit it once or twice, but you just keep holding it and it'll roll up and roll down. That's going to be it for the hidden features, guys. A lot of menu stuff on this. There's so much more on this car. Even when we went over, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of things. I think we'll do another video coming up on this so you guys know and can see every little thing. That's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.